नमस्कार, फिर पैसा बोलता है में आपका स्वागत है। इस फरवरी के अंतिम हफ्ते मैं दुबई में हूँगा। जो मुझे दुबई में मिलना चाहे 24 और 25 फरवरी में मैं दुबई में इवेंट करने वाला हूँ। जो भी दुबई, अबू धाबी, शारजा और अन्य एमिरेट्स में हैं और मुझे मिलना चाहते हैं वो मुझे मिल सकते हैं। नीचे एक व्हाट्सएप नंबर है, ईमेल है और एक गूगल फॉर्म है, उसको इस्तेमाल कीजिए मैं और फिल इन कीजिए। मेरे टीम आपसे संपर्क करेगा। धन्यवाद, नमस्कार, जय हिंद। नमस्कार, फिर पैसा बोलता है में आपका स्वागत है। मैं आनंद श्रीनिवासन।
नमस्कार।
आज हम हॉट टैक्स करेंगे। नेक्स्ट अगले 3 दिनों के लिए हॉट टैक्स होगा। मेरे भाई मुझसे सवाल पूछेगा, मैं जवाब दूंगा। अगर सवाल बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है या रुचि है तो मैं उसको हिंदी में भी बोलूंगा, लेकिन ये तो अंग्रेजी में भी होगा, अंग्रेजी में ही होगा। आप लोग को अंग्रेजी जानते हो तो अंग्रेजी में कर लेंगे। तो आज कुछ सवाल का जवाब मैं दूंगा।
Let's talk about Z and start. How Z business gets suppressed, manipulated retail investors.
There are two stories in Z. One is what the promoters did and what the guests in Z did. And these guests in Z business have been coming on for a long time. What they did is they asked their friends and relatives to buy these stocks before it's over. And they'll come on TV and ask retail investors to buy these stocks. And these gullible investors bought them. That would immediately trigger a big rally in the stocks at 2%. If I bought 1 crore and sold it and buy and sell, would make a lot of money. These three guys made a lot of crores of money on this. And this is why I say we don't trade on news on television, and I never watch television news. And when somebody so-called expert is telling you, then definitely asking some of his relatives to trade and making some money of it. And they have been caught red-handed. Before this in Axis Bank also people did the same fraud and got it. And the total gains would have been in at least all put together would be 10 crore plus they would have made. Now SEBI has gone and cracked on them. But this is like
bolting the door out, the horse is left.
After the horse is left. This is one. The second problem is Z's merger with Sony fell off on moment of race because SEBI found out that these guys had siphoned off some money. Initially it was thought it is only 200 crores. Now SEBI has found out it is 2,000 crores. But the founders of Z have very powerful friends. Whatever SEBI does gives a conditional stay. And they are in sick and debt. When banks try to seize money, what happens is the police in states like Uttar Pradesh, controlled by their friends, gives them protection. You should remember that the promoter of Z was the Rajya Sabha MP in Haryana, supported by the ruling party. So it is when you see such thugs, better to avoid it. They are clear. If somebody does not buy Z, Z will go bankrupt.
And there's also the fundamental reason, even if someone claims to be an expert, it's better not to rely on them being an expert.
This is the only way you can make money in markets. Buy small quantities, following Buffett, Munger and Phil Fisher, and going to sleep.
Correct.
Sometimes you will look foolish, sometimes you will look great.
Correct. So ITC seems to be growing from strength to strength. They're looking at taking a stake in Pratap Snacks and an open offer to follow.
See, there is Pratap Snacks is a North Indian snacking company. It is complementary to Bingo for them. They are distributing Bingo. The Sequoia case have a stake in that company. It is now called Peak something. And Sequoia India has a stake. Sequoia India is called Peak 15 or something like that. So they have a stake. And they are selling their stake. ITC has bought that stake and following it up with an open offer. And the company will get swallowed. The style of ITC is to make small bets. Like they bought that Be Natural juice.
Correct.
And they are growing it.
Yes.
They bought spices. So what they are trying to do is buy a small local company, get the business, digest it, and take that brand global. Take the brand all India. And also what now ITC is talking about is taking some of their brands into nearby markets like Bangladesh, Nepal and Colombo, that is Sri Lanka. And they have spent 2,500 crores nearly to build a big hotel complex in Colombo. And that's on 5.8 acres, including luxury apartments. And then ITC Hotel will be spun off separately. It will have 200 properties on an asset-light strategy. Asset-light strategy meaning that you take management contracts, somebody else will buy the property.
But it's all good news for the investor.
Also great news for the investor. And what is even bigger news is BAT is being forced to sell, as you explained.
Yes.
And because BAT is being forced to sell, the price is under pressure. And it's a good time to buy in tiffin coffee method.
Do you think since the election cycle is coming, government will cut fuel prices?
I don't know whether people will fall for it. People are immune to it. People are religiously polarized in North India. So I don't think they will cut it.
So it will not make much of a difference. Not going to help them.
Yeah.
What about ED wanting to battle Byju's founder from leaving India?
Again, the founders of Byju's are very close to the ruling party and they have been held up as poster boys. But like all good parties have to come to an end when money is very difficult to find. So money is very difficult to find because they were just burning money. They are not making profits. So what is happening is it is better to not talk about it. The company is bankrupt. It has no money. He has spent all the money. It's not that he has taken some money. Maybe he has taken a couple of million or 10 or 20 million. But he's burnt billions. Shah Rukh made a lot of money because Shah Rukh got a lot of advertisement. And Team India got some money. So this money was blown apart. Who's going to lose money is these investors of Byju's. And Byju's got loans from for tuition for people and promised to pay off the installments and guaranteed. So some NBFCs will lose money. Byju's investors will lose money.
So what do you think about the EU's latest sanction against Russia, including some Indian and Chinese companies? Do you think we'll be collateral damage to all this?
There are 2 Indian companies which are banned, but details are not very coming out very clearly. Basically, anybody who's bought Russian crude has been banned. There's a company called Sunshine Oil. It's based in Dubai. And it has about 800, 900 tankers. And those 3% of the tankers were supplying oil to India. India has been saying that we didn't use the oil. We bought the oil, refined it and supplied it to Europe. But now because of that Cape of Red Sea problems,
Suez Canal,
between Saudi and
the Houthis,
the Houthis are attacking. Diesel from India is not reaching
Europe. Hero MotoCorp is losing rural market share to other companies. What do you think?
I think Hero MotoCorp is pricey at 25 rupees. Hero has been running on Honda technology. They have not had a breakthrough technology on their own. Whereas Bajaj, Rajiv, abandoned scooters and concentrated on becoming a technology company in two-wheelers. And also, very clearly, TVS also invested in it. TVS is highly expensive. And Hero is 25 times earnings. Bajaj is also 20 plus times earnings. When I look at Honda, which is now really gaining market share in India, is the largest scooter player, will soon become the largest two-wheeler player. Honda is far cheaper than any of these companies. I'd rather own Honda in Japan than own these companies.
There's the feeling in the market for long-term investors, beside holding HDFC Bank, keeping an eye on other banks will also give fabulous returns.
We have always looked at other banks and had fabulous returns. So it is again advice which is too late. My clients have made money in IDFC, Federal Bank, Karnataka Bank and South Indian Bank. And we also made huge profits in IndusInd.
Okay. And what do you think about this news that SpiceJet's share spike is fueled by 316 crore fundraising?
But there are also reports saying that SpiceJet, the guys who promised the money are not paying up. And it looks like East My Trip and SpiceJet are trying to bid for Go First. Again, today you are asking me loaded questions. This company is also very close to the late Pramod Mahajan. So this company will be bailed out by the government. As long as this government is in power, this will hobble. But I don't buy airline companies. I won't even buy the company when Tata is listed. So I don't know much about airlines.
What would you say to our young viewers, student viewers, Indian students who are looking to go abroad? There seems to be a divergence from leaving US, Canada and UK and looking at other countries.
My feeling is this, what my father told me when I wanted to leave the country. If you cannot score 100 in Chepak, you're not going to score 100 anyway. So yes, you need to study. You can go to an Ivy League in university, great. But if you're not going to Ivy League and you're going to some B class, C class university, then you're trying to migrate. My own experience, I've been to Australia, New Zealand several times. I've been to Canada once, and more than 50% of my family is in US. You don't gain anything in US. You sacrifice more in US than what you gain. And I think in the world of the internet, it's very important that you can stay here and do well. Unless you are a prodigy like Raghuram Rajan, you want to do high-end stuff. India is a fine place to be in.
Yes. And the two, more and more the world seems to be getting into a nationalistic and protectionistic. And
for me,